Interesting, everybody. Thank you very much, everyone. Just like well know, you're building your portfolio. We've said, okay, so be careful with the market. Now, I don't think it's necessary for you to panic unnecessarily. Um, Bitcoin had been always, if you look at on the daily time frame, so we couldn't create a higher high, right? Um, of course, we have a lower high, but no higher high for Bitcoin this last movement. So this tend to be the highest we seen. This seems to be highest. So this is 73,000, almost 74,000 seems to be the highest. Now we have a plumb back. That's a big correction. We'll be having the series of correction if we go to weekly time frame. The correction will be happening like 15 to 20% in that order. And like I told you guys before, that my earnest expectation of the price of Bitcoin to plumb down, back to 52,000 was the major place I first expected, which going to give us a count of about 29 to 30%. So we need to have a very strong correction like this, or major pullback to at least worst case scenario, if it didn't go too much down, but to 52,000 region, or to give it to us back to a kind of week back to recording 33% plumb back in the market, or back to this region. That's about 35% from the all-time high. So that's a very hardy correction, as it were. All right. So it's very not likely that we could have it back to $46,000 as another correction. So now, but this is the point. Somebody want to ask me, hey, Felix, what's going to happen now? There's nothing. You are building portfolio, you just let it be, all right? Because sometimes the mistake many people made is this. When you're supposed to take action, you do not take action, and you want to take action at the middle of the road. Now you're going to disrupt your portfolio. Because remember, this is borrowed, right? Even though that's the last opportunity phase of getting in and all of that. So this pullback is going to present a buy opportunity to a lot of people who have not been able to lay their hands on anything tangible, right? Or new people are just coming. Remember, I told you guys that if you are not yet in crypto, all those why, if it's now you're just coming, the truth is that you are late. But for the fact that you are late does not mean you cannot still do something meaningful. So if you look at it, we are still holding on the higher low movement, but we couldn't have higher high, right? After all this journey, right? So we plumb back here. This ought to have given us a record of higher high. So, but unfortunately, we couldn't get there. So we now begin to look at this guy to take out this low, probably plumb back down to this point, which is about $57,000 or thereabout. So, but you don't get carried away by the movement of BTC unnecessarily, because it can just push you anyhow. And that's why we always encourage people is that whenever you are taking decision or you are doing anything, know what you are doing part time. First, you are actually building portfolio. So separate your portfolio building from your normal trading. So your normal trading, you are buying low, sell high, or you are longing and shorting and all of that. So let it be clear that what I'm doing predominantly is to buy low and sell high, and not jumping around of like, okay, I just buy this coin and all of that. So you separate your portfolio from your trading activities. So your trading activities is your cash stream, the cash flow system. So which means you probably will not even have, well, to be more disciplined and be able to do effectively, you definitely will want to have a set of coins you are trading regularly, because of course you want to trade. If you're longing and shorting, that is, you are doing future trading, then you want to assemble those coins. You want to be trading often, right? Where they have, of course, as a beginner, what we'll always advise any beginner is that you trade Bitcoin more, Bitcoin, Ethereum, because you know that they will definitely have volume for you. All right. So looking at Bitcoin now, we're just waiting for this line to get broken. This, my diagonal support line. So once it's broken, you can now say Bitcoin in pieces. all right, to be picked down perhaps at about, let's look at it. That is 60K points, where it went to before. And the next point, look at another psychological level. Okay, perhaps that's about 60K to 59K. Then before we'll have the drastic down to 52,000. So imagine somebody who have not done anything, perhaps, right, when we're here, when we are 73, 74,000. So I told you guys one thing, that when it has to do with this business, that bear market is not your enemy, neither is the bull market your friend. Because I know that people have complacency when the market is green. In fact, that's the point of confusion. Because if you have not designed the template of your business, now you're just buying, crypto is good, everybody is buying, you're buying. You probably will not plan your exit point. Say, okay, when the market gets here, I'm taking profit. And it's very hard to follow those disciplines too. When it gets there, you say, oh, let me still leave it. But leave it, it will go up more, I'll make more money. That's lack of discipline. And of course, the market will collect everything back from you. So it will teach you a bitter lesson, of your life. So I'm saying all this so that we should understand. And then when the market, what am I expected to do when the market plumb back? I told us sometimes, I say, when noise are too much everywhere on social media, certainly on YouTube, on Twitter, Bitcoin, this and that, just know that that's when Bitcoin is going to do opposite. So I always want to do opposite of what the crowd are saying. Okay, in the market, this, that, and all of that. So that can see the market. Of course, we have been having it plumbing down as much as possible. So let me quickly show you. Of course, those of you who are scalping, you'll see if you're a scalper, you have much trading opportunity all this while. We have the Bitcoin, a lot of moving up and down. And of course, we have said the Bitcoin movement will be jumping 73, 73, 60, 73, 60 region and all of that. Okay. So, but we want to break that 60,000 region back to 52 or 46 as the case may be, so that it will present a very massive fear in the market. So people have to be afraid then and dump them more. And then the people who understand what it is collect it back from them. So we have to collect from those people who are not supposed to have, because they are actually having with fear. So little push can take them off the market and all of that. So those of you who are scalping using 15 minutes, 5 minutes, of course, will have made a lot of massive money. Okay. Now there was something I observed in Bitcoin that gave me a big concern, but now it's very, very clear, right? Very, very clear now. Now, the big concern was this. There was a divergence in the markets, right? And of course, Bitcoin, if you look at it on weekly time frame, is it having a support? Of course, but there was a divergence, right? We have like a kind of doji at the close of this week, which was March 11th or so. Okay, so then after that that was the top of the market, which indicates a kind of either a reversal depending on the next candle printed, or a continuation, because doji does not really mean a reversal. It only gives you a strength of the next move. So if the market is going up and you have a doji created, and then the next candle printed became bullish, then it's a continuation and it will be very strong. Then if the candle printed bearish, all right, and now depending on the narrative. So now, in this case, this guy printed a very massive candle, which was bearish, engulfing, and fight down, but eventually close the trade, because that's why I say you can't make decision until the close of a particular candle to give interpretation. So now we had the journey, the market closed above and created what we call, you can say dragonfly or hammer or hangman or whatever names you call it, which symbolizes the market is tentatively bullish. And we now have a bullish engulfing candle because this was a red, a green candle, which was engulfing, so longer, bigger than the head of the hammer. So which we're supposed to have a continuation, right? After this, we're supposed to print another green candle, moving up drastically. But unfortunately, we start printing a new candle in red, right? But if you look at it, this red is still on a very strong support zone. Very, very strong support zone, as it were, right? And then we're looking at, like I told us, the next support zone perhaps is at 60,000, 59,000. Okay? Let it not happen, because if it happens, everybody will run away. If the market collapses from that and flush everything down to 31,000, I think everybody will run away. All right. So I think everybody will run away from crypto. All right. So, like we said, we're looking at that of the price at 59, that's 60.59. It was that time. And then perhaps 52, or like I said, coming to 46, 44, 46 region, right? That's the point I expect Bitcoin to come down to. Now, this is the issue. We have the market, we have what we call a divergence. There was a divergence, right? My volume indicators giving me a what? A kind of lower high. And then this guy, the price action, was having a higher high, something like that. Okay? Right, so let's look at it. So, but this is the point. We're now waiting for a very strong confirmation, even though this guy has already mitigated this point, because it shows that, you know what? This is bearish, which is what we call bearish divergence. So there was a divergence. It's a bearish divergence. Now, it is now, this guy is giving a very strong confirmation that we are actually in that major pullback, like we said, because the pullback, we've expected it to come and get truncated. It will come and get truncated. But obviously now, it shows more, what I call it, willingness. So what I call it, willingness to do what we expect it to do. Let me just check over and again. Yeah, so where are you? So if you look at Bitcoin, all this while, it has been struggling at a particular region. After that 73,000, so on the 1 hour time frame, you have a touch over here, 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 and of course, plumb. Now, don't be deceived anyway. Don't be deceived anyway that the market again cannot rally back to 68,000. No, nobody says that. All right. The market can rally back to 67, even up to 68,000, and probably get rejected, or even back to $68,600, and of course, continue the journey down. So whatever thing you are doing, don't be too excited once it goes up. And so, but this is the point. This is only applied to new people who are coming in. For old people, I don't think you have any panic whatsoever, because you already acquire your Bitcoin or whatever type of coins, especially our primary coin, those of us who are holding portfolio, you already acquire some of your primary coin at a better prices. So you are only adding up. So this year is what we have been doing, and I'm not sure you should panic unnecessarily. But for as long as those coins you are swinging, then profit taking is not bad in order to buy back more volumes. Right? And that's one of the things you must learn. And but as long as so somebody was like, okay, should I sell off all my coin? Because I know a lot of people say, let me sell off all my coin and wait for that pullback so that I can buy. I think that's the worst decision you would take on that. Let me not say worst, it's a decision, but it could be very risky because you can't afford to be out of crypto now. I mean, the top, well, we can't say the top has not really reached, but we can still say the bull run has not ended. So let's use that way. So we can't say the top has not reached. The top probably have reached, but the bull run, I'm not sure it has ended. Remember, we're in the month of halving. So in the month of halving, anything can happen. So, but if you look at it, the markets, of course, is already wrecked and will continue to wreck, especially closing to the end of this week and all of those things. So please, if you know, right? If you know what you are doing, just pay up attention and do what is necessary for yourself. And then don't entertain unnecessary panic or fears. If not, you probably will lose out on your portfolio eventually if you don't help yourself out to do the normal thing. Okay, so you can see Bitcoin. So one of the things is that as an investor, you don't need to be gazing at the market every second. So because sometimes I see people, they always, every second they are in the market to say, hey, what's the market doing now? Oh, it's like the market that means you are in a big trouble, man. So market will do what they want to do, and it's just for you to set up what you want to do and follow your pattern, your strategy, your logic, or whatever. So that's how we do our things. And then crypto is crypto. Now, for those of you trading currency, I've warned you before now, of course, of the DXY. I was bullish on DXY. I told us that, let's look at DXY. I told us that DXY, right? I told us about DXY, how it was doing. Okay, so we'll be having a supported journey on DXY. This is a weekly time frame. Excuse me. Okay, so we have a DXY, the rallied up since, and I told you about the Euro USD and GBP USD, of course. Yeah, the last support we need this week close on Euro USD, close below 1.068. Then you can be sure of plumbing back down as crazy as much money you want to make. Right? Now, looking at it from the daily time frame perspective, so you could remember I told us about the breakout of this point. These were resistance or turning point, as the case may be, over and over and over. And this was a fake out. And I told us the moment we cross above here, sustain that going sideways, plumb up, then we're going up. And so you can see we're bullish. And I've told us this bullish could take us up to as much as, breaking all this region, break this 105.96 or 98 or thereabout, then we can as well hit to 107 or even as much as to 109 or so, 107.9 rather. So you can see the impact of the DXY on the euro and the GBP pairs. So look at it. So as a trader, as a business person, you need to look at the bigger picture. So is the long journey, is the long outcome of anything that matters. Now, the shorter move are good if you are scalper, right? But you have to be careful to make sure that you face your scalp in the direction of the long-term perspective, right? And so you could see what it has done to euro, and you see what it has done to GBP USD, right? So though GBP USD very stubborn, right? But of course, all of them have to bow at the moving up of DXY. And I told us you don't need magic. Just follow the strategy using your DXY movement as against the movement of other currencies, especially correlated currencies, as it were. Those of you trade currencies, as it were. Okay, of course, you can know what will have happened to GBP, UJ, USD, JPY. And we'll call to see gold have been marvelously fantastic, all right? Pullback, and then a continuation. And so you can see that gold is still very crazily bullish, right? So I'm not going to be surprised to see gold at 2,320 anytime soon. So it's not going to be a surprise at all. So gold have been nicely supported. So I've been in oil since December or January that I entered oil, and I told you about my psychological point for oil. Those of you who are trading currency and commodities. So ultimate direction is 93, the previous time of last year. And of course, you can see oil is doing justice to that gradually, right? I'm able to break this barrier. The next barrier is 105.45. Then next to 85.45 thereabout, and then 89.62. Then finally we're able to break this, then it will be $116 for oil. Now somebody will ask me, Feli, can I enter oil now? It's your choice, I don't know, but you can't compare yourself with some of us who have been in oil from $68, right? And just trailing our stop loss over and over, right? So that's the narrative when it has to do with this business. So it's not about, yes, I know a lot of people, you can be a sniper entry trader, all of that. But even when you are doing that, you need to prepare strategically those that will be riding the market, the way the market is going, okay? So the market is plumbed back. See, Havas, Rodney, that's crashed too. Havas went up to as high as $65. And my ultimate target for Havas was actually $76, so it has been struggling. So nevertheless, Havas still have a very nice structure, right? But you see, Havas could be suspended at about $44 or thereabout, or even $41. Then, so but give and take, you see Havas has done well. I expected a pullback, and this is using Fibonacci retracement. And I could see after all the respecting of the movement, coming to the golden ratio, this is 0.6, and then fire back up. So I expected, so sometime when we find an entry here, and the market is going very healthily, we'll expect negativity or need at the top here, -236. And of course, seems to be like a fake out there. Then we have it dumping back now. So a whole lot of things happening. I said, so don't get carried away. So look at the Bitcoin, as it were. Then other cryptos, you could lay your hands on. So, ladies and gentlemen, do the needful by building up your portfolio strategically. Opportunity will always be there to add more positions and all the like. So let me quickly look at CoinGecko. All right, call have not rested. Wow. See this credit file, I asked some of us to buy of those new coins I called. Of course, you should know that even all of those coins, if you bought some of them, was applaud back, but See, this Credify has maintained an up move. Credify has maintained an up move. God, I know it was about 3 cents, 4 cents. Now it's about 5 cents or so. That's a good one. Today recording about 41%, even when the market is red. So ATR first moved very well, but I'm sure it plumbed back, right? Plumbed back because so I think it was about 6 cents or thereabout, and it went up to as high at about 8 cents. So before flushing down now. So we had which other token? Okay. Now, those of us who are on we minted this dragon. We minted this dragon, and I'm sure we're gradually in profit. Yeah, we are already in profits anyway. So I could remember what we use this thing for, getting our average of I can't remember, but I know I was checking one volume of 2,312, was supposed to be like $250 dollar or something. Okay, it's about 350 something. So let's say average of additional $100 or plus. However, I can't really measure it. But so if I were you, I'll look at this token. So those of you who are not private mentorship, those of you who are private mentorship, like we said, there wasn't bad. There was nothing bad for you to have been probably you don't have more volume because this same token came down to as low as 7 cents at a point, and that was a very nice opportunity to buy more that time. Okay. A whole lot of things like that. Okay, that's just the detail I want to give to us. Private mentorship, to take your business very seriously so that we can. So a lot of airdrops are still coming, a validated airdrop anyway. No, in plan B, we don't do, we are not too partisans to airdrops of testnets to that extent. Not that it's bad, but we don't have much time for that. So get ready, fund your wallet, because any airdrop can come at any point. So just get your wallet funded and then stay at alert for us to take a move. Okay? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, so I've told you guys, so those of you who use scalp, always be strategic in your scalping. So synthetic, okay, oh wow, I was in the market for this guy. Those of us trading synthetics. Wow, so these guys most are based out of this market, unfortunately. 1,000. Wow! Wow, 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 wow. This is wonderful, Big 1,000. Okay, so 1,000, I think if you are trading synthetics, you're following me on trading synthetics. So I think it's high time you pay much attention because we're going to be getting some buy opportunity anytime soon now, right? Because there was a ride from here, up, 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 up. Now, so that trend hold is broken. So this is 5-minute time frame, so you need to know. So this guy is a very stubborn guy anyway. So if he had find a way to crash down to this region, that would have make more sense. But he's trying to show a kind of what do you call it? A double bottom. But you know, this is lower time frame, so you can actually give account of that here. So let me quickly just make it to 1 hour time frame. That will give you better structure. However, but okay, but on that, that still is a sign of like maybe the market to start jumping. So, but the better will have hit down here, the good, but nevertheless. So we could see that the market, all right, failed to rally up as much as possible, but that was a very big move. So let me look at 500. 500 should have disrespected. So that too is still struggling on the ground. I think there's going to be a lot of buying opportunity this week or going to next week on all of those 1,000 and 500 as it were, because these have been a very poor movement, all right, very weak movement. Of course, you should understand that participation in the market too, holidays, but I think the beginning of this month and the first week and next week, so this month is colliding with a lot of things. Like we have the Easter celebration, holiday. Then by next week, we are going to enter another holiday, probably Ramadan and all of those things. So you should understand all of those factors. So not participant will not be so much in the market that will create volumes. So you wouldn't want to struggle with market that is so sluggish. That's what we're experiencing now, as it were. So let me look at VIX 75. VIX 75. Okay, so V75 has actually maintained the momentum. Like we said, it has actually maintained the momentum and doing very nicely well, right? For those of you who have been trading, V75 been doing nicely, very, very well. So, yeah, this is just a pullback and a continuation. So this is higher high, higher low, and thus so the next should be continuous movement for, wow, this is crazy, guys. I'll actually in this trade, and then I'll just trail in my stop loss. So I'm sure. So that's why I will tell people, find a good entry in the trade, right? So we'll be riding the market up and down all this while. So there are V75. It's a very nice PS. Always present a nice opportunity for people to take a trade, stop out, take profit, and stuff like that. Okay, so thank you. Like I said, trading futures, always be conservative at this point because market can twist you around, can flog you. All right, like one of my friends here, will humiliate you, downgrade you. All right, so so you can see now the market is rallying up again. But listen to me. I told you guys it can go to 67,000 or 68,000 plus and get rejected. All right, so you should understand this is a bear market, a temporal pullback, now not bear market per se. That is a bear in a bull, right? Bear in the bull run. So temporarily, you saw that the market came down. Actually, the market came down to $66,019, right? And now trying to find its way back to 67 to 68,000. So if I were you, probably you need to do some things. Maybe you want to like take some money in order to buy back. Then you wait for it to rally up. And then those of you who are trading futures, you want to find the market rally up to those reasonable points. And then you want to short from there. Either Bitcoin or whatever coin you have love to short, then you want to short from there. That's going to make a lot of sense for you. Okay, so finally, those of us who have been following, so the market is fantastic. We have this token we call to our group, and of course, we still call it to general group thereafter. Solana blockchain. Oh, this tokens is plumbing back. I actually have volumes of it. And I think it must have pumped and start and dump crazily that I was busy. Yeah, I can see. Oh my word. Okay, so let's look at Mount AI. Okay, so it did nicely well. And I think it actually start recovering again. Yeah, so you could see most people bought very down here. Then some bought at, I can remember, was 1, 2, yeah, 1299, this region. I think from this point. If I check from that point now, 1299, something like that. So let's just call it 123 or 13. Come on. So you might have done about 500% if you enter at that point. So, and even with the present prices, you are still on 400 to 450%. That's massive. That's massive, guys. That's massive. So PopCat will have pump also, but so you can target the market, crazily go down. Then if I were you, I would be selecting some meme coins that I want to fall back to so that when they are recovering, I recover with them massively. Degen has done a lot of profit for us. Now it's degenerating. So, but of course, those of us who bought Degen at the appropriate time, will still be much money, right? That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Okay, so enough of that. So please take heed to those instructions. Take heed to those instructions and help yourself out. Crypto is sweet, it's massive. Then if you can pay attention to simple instructions. So there are lots of airdrops coming, validated airdrop, but it's going to cost you much, much money. Even there's a new ordinal next phase that's coming. It's called is it Rons? What do they call Rons in ordinal? So, but it's going to be more expensive. So, but if you can stay by the side when it's launched, you want to buy from the basics. How many of you remember if you're in Plan B, the expired private mentorship, when I asked us to buy Audi, I think at about $1, $2, maximum $3. And Audi went to 70 something dollars. I think Audi still be seated at about $50 or $60 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, $59. So imagine what you bought at $3. Even at this bear market, is still seated at $59. So what do you want to say? Then STX. We bought this token many, many years back. We're just adding more to it. So I remember buying this token. The first phase of this token was that we're giving free volume, right? Seriously. Yeah, let me check. We're giving free volume. In one of my wallets, because I do have so many wallets that time of Bitcoin wallet, that is the blockchain.com. We're giving free tokens. Yeah, we're giving free 100 pieces of this. So most of you who will be giving some airdrops, and you are always looking for how to squander it, I think it's a shame. You will tell me, but Felix, I need money. What if you are not giving? That's the way you can grow fast. If you can make it to say, okay, what if I'm not giving? Some airdrop you were not giving, did you kill yourself? And do you budget on it? No. Once you are giving an airdrop, I always want us to maximize that airdrop. Let that airdrop produce something. You are giving an airdrop, and you say, oh, this token, oh, what do you have to lose? You are giving an airdrop and you are running to sell it. To do what? Right? I just remember this, my wallet old time. I think I moved the token to one of the wallets that time, Stacks wallet. And I told some of my friends, I said, hey, you know what? This airdrop is going to produce result for itself. Right? Look at it. This airdrop was given. Look at it. You go to blockchain.com. Maybe not everybody were given anyway. Click on airdrops. We're giving Stellar, right? Look at it. Look at the airdrop. That's many. Look at it. How many? We're giving 100 STX. So XTX now is 3.4 or something, if I'm not mistaken. Stacks now is 3.45. So 100 times 3.45. That will be how many? That's a $345. Right? But when we're giving, don't laugh. Look at it. What was there? Look at when we're giving was $10. When we're giving the what was $10. Look at it. That we're giving, that was, look at it. Nobody should laugh. We're giving this token on the 20th of January 2020, COVID-19. This Stellar were given on the 8th of April 2019. You see it? So crypto are $25. So we're giving 192. I think it's only Stellar that plumb back or stuff like that. So let's look at Stellar. Stellar. What was the ticker even? XLM. Good. So I think it's only Stellar that has not really recorded an aggressive move. So 192. So it's only Stellar that's almost back at the same price we're giving, because it was $25 worth of Stellar that time. But Stellar went up at a point. So this is the point. So when you are giving a net drop, learn how to preserve it, especially, when it has to do with major cryptos and all the like. So you see, record does not lie, 100 pieces. And then I remember when I told some of our people, buy and just hold, we're going to stake it. Nobody knew where we're going to stake it. Eventually, the place that they programmed for us to stake STX, it didn't happen. Then until we had another place again to stake STX, right? So before people now could stake STX. And now, I laugh in Swahili. Obviously, not even everybody bought it as instructed, because I could see the staking, not everybody stake. And one thing many people do not understand in this staking, that we're going to be giving some rewards, right? We're going to be giving some rewards on the STS staking. It doesn't matter how many volume you stake, you just to stake some volumes, as it were. Okay, so everyone, congratulations. Let's work on ourselves. Let's build up a portfolio. Let's check, like I've told you, partition your activities. Understand what you are doing per time. It's not about jumping around, right? Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a nice time. Bye.